So I just came on here to tell y'all about my story. I think I'm gonna start back. I know y'all ain't seen me in a while, but what the hell? So I came up here to tell y'all about the situation that I went through, so nobody else has to go through it ever. Um. So basically, the reason why I've been MIA, this is just a short. I'm not getting into that. I'll probably get into that in another video. Is because I started another business besides YouTube. I've always had my business. My business is called Professional Tech Solutions, and I've always had my business. And yeah, so I started on Amazon, and I got I got a PPP loan, but it wasn't like everybody else's PPP loan. My stuff was legit, and they gave me a little piece of change because I wasn't making that much money on my business working for customer service companies, um, big Fortune 500s like Comcast and Xfinity and Home Depot is one of them. TurboTax. I wasn't making that much, so I got a little piece of change back from the PPP, and then I filled out for the SBA grant. Um, the first time I got denied because they said they didn't have enough info. And yes, I filled out my business completely. I got the LLCs, I got certificate of existence, I got sales tax license, I got all that. Okay, I got a tobacco license. I was thinking about getting an alcohol license, but I don't know. But anyways, so I filled out for the SBA, and they said that my information did not match the system. The reason why it did not match the system is because me putting down my name as the business instead of putting down the business as the business. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. To summarize it, basically, if you say this business is, let's just say your name is, because I ain't going to give out my name. Um, your name is Monique Davis. And you say, my business name is Monique Davis. So when you go and fill out for business loans, especially with the government, and you put, you are a sole proprietor and my name is Monique Davis, they're going to look for Monique Davis as the business. So you would have to put, my name is a limited liability company, and the name of this company is Professional Tech Solutions. So when you file taxes, you don't put, my name is Monique Davis. You put Professional Tech Solutions is filing taxes. Yeah, I just told y'all something. Y'all probably ain't even know. But yeah, so that's why it wasn't matching. But like I said, I didn't know. Um, so once I refiled, they told me to go ahead and put Professional Tech Solutions is the one that's filing for the SBA loan. Put that, okay. Then my credit didn't pass. My personal credit, which I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to put my personal credit. I'm only supposed to put business credit. So when you file out for a loan, fill out for a loan, file out. When you fill out for a loan, you're not supposed to put your personal credit on the loan at all. None of your credit cards, if your credit cards is in your name and not the business name, even if you use it for the business, do not put that on your business loan application. The only thing that's supposed to be on your business loan application is if you took a business loan out in your personal name. then you would put it on your business loan application. Um, Anywho, so yeah, so that's what was doing. So I was busting my butt doing that, and I came across me wanting a home, and I'm just fast and forward, and basically I got the loan, and I bought what I needed to buy, and I did what I needed to do to build my business. So I got my business up, and my business was bringing in, anywhere from not much, anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 a month. Not much, and now it's like basically nothing. Okay, but that's a whole different another story. Anyways, so I was bringing in quite a bit of money, but I also have quite a bit of bills, and I have 4 children. Um, Two of which that don't get child support from now one of the fathers, and two of which that me and my husband have together. So, anyways, enough about that. Yeah. So I was busting butt. Thought I had ran across a house. And I needed to get up $10,000 for the down payment. No normal stuff. I went, walked through the house, seen that the house needed a couple fixes. Um, so I started buying stuff for these fixes because I had put down about $3,000. I'm thinking, because there's a thing called earnest money when you're going through a house, and every house has it. Every has Whether you go through a bank. I didn't particularly because I tried to go that route and go through a bank, and banks were like, yeah, you got a 620, but your debt to income don't match. Even though your income is enough, your debt to income would make it not enough. And so if you were to do a home loan, um so like I was saying, yeah, so your debt to income wouldn't work. So yeah, so I decided to go to finance um the seller finance way. So I thought I found one. I walked through it. Like I said, I walked through it. I talked to the person that was supposed to be selling it. I talked to the title company or the real estate attorney office. I talked to the homeowner's insurance. Like, everything was lining up. I even looked up the property information through the public, of course. The one mistake I made is I didn't look it up through the county tax information, which you should always do. Um, I had a friend, she worked in real estate. She looked it up. She didn't see any loans, any liens. She saw that the house was purchased. Um, she didn't say, who the house was purchased from, which is another thing um, that you should look up. But, I thought I walked through a house that was purchased and everything. So, like I said, I began to put money down. And the more I began to put money down, the more pressure I had, the more um, things would happen. Um, things was it wasn't just adding up right. It was like inventory was getting lost, and banks was acting crazy, and then it was just one thing after another thing after another thing after another thing, and I never stopped to wonder, like, why is all this stuff happening? What is the universe trying to tell me? So Excuse me. But I have to open a bag of chips. Hold on, Papa. So I never stopped to wonder what was going on or what happened. Um, and this is gonna be a long video. So, with that being said, I kind of, was already planning for what I'm gonna do to the house and how I'm gonna fix it and all this. And my husband even went and cut the grass and did all that. And the company that I'm talking about, and yes, I'm going to say their name because they're a bunch of scammers, is called American Community Investments. Now, the company that partnered with them was called Brad Smotherland. And yes, he is well known, supposedly has, a whole website built and stuff like that. And he's on the Better Business Bureau. Now, he partnered with said company, American Community, and made me a whole purchasing agreement, made a real estate listing. He emails me back and forth telling me that basically, even though I put my earnest money down, that I still was in the process of making an offer, which made no sense. Um, so that was a scam, but I didn't take nothing from it because I figured I'm working with the seller directly. I'm not really working with Brad, who's, probably, the real estate agency that's looking over the contract. So, uh, like I said, as time progressed, I started talking to the seller, and the seller would tell me, yeah, you have to, get this done and get that done and do this and do that. And I said, okay. So, more stress and more pressure, pretty much. He just kept putting pressure on me. So finally, we got to the last $3,500, and he goes, "No, technically it's $4,600." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Oh, closing costs." What? You said closing costs would be included. You said property insurance was included. Come to find out, it's not included. You said taxes wasn't included. I don't even know if that was included. Probably wasn't. You know. And so I'm like, all this stuff was supposed to be included. And come to find out, he was just trying to get his $10,000 and disappear. Because once I told him, I said, okay, I have the $3,500 for you, plus the 1,600 or whatever you need. Um, we of course we got extensions, because like I said, there was a bunch of trials and tribulations. But if you know anything about real estate law, you are able to extend your seller. I mean, your seller has a point where they could say, hey, this is taking a little bit too long. We're going to go ahead and back out the deal. That's when you get your earnest money back. If they say, hey, we think, we could have got a quicker offer or a better offer, we're just going to go ahead and back out. You get your earnest money by law back. Now, if you decide, hey, I don't think I can afford this, this is too much, you don't get your earnest money back. So, me knowing the law, I took a whole home buyers education course, and me knowing the real estate law, I knew I could extend my stuff for 4 to 6 months. It was only 3. It was only 3, and I was able to get the $4,600 needed to put the rest down. So I told him, I said, I'll have it for you by the 11th. Just go ahead and give me to the 11th. By the 8th, I got an email saying that he wanted to terminate the contract. He no longer wanted to be in the deal. I thought it was strange. I said, what's going on? Because you just told me, yeah, you'll wait till the 11th. And then on top of that, he'll close January um, of next year. And I thought it was weird because I'm like, all this time you've been pressuring me to hurry up, and why is it taking so long, and this, that, and third. But now you're willing to go the next year. I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, oh, maybe finally he grew a fucking heart. Well, that wasn't the case because he didn't grow a heart. Instead, he decided that he was just going to terminate the contract and not talk about why or what reason or any of that. And the only text messages I got from there, he wouldn't answer none of the calls, none of the voicemails. Only text message I got was please sign the document, which was a document to terminate the agreement. So, I didn't get anything from Brad again. Um, the real estate attorney said they never received any of my earnest money. Weird, right? Then, um, my bank said I had to go through who I sent the earnest money through. Then Venmo decided that that didn't qualify as a purchase or a valid purchase that wasn't covered. I am redisputing that. Um, but yeah. And I told Venmo, I said basically you're signifying to the seller or to the poser who's posing to be selling this, um, that it's okay. It's alright to take people's money, whether it be $100, it could be all that they have, and it's okay because they don't have it protected. I said that's really what y'all want to do in y'all company. And the customer service representative, out of her power, and I know everybody has their roles and what they can and can't do. She said, it's a valid purchase, and you're right. He shouldn't be allowed to do that on his platform, and he shouldn't be allowed to take people's money, and he should be held accountable. So I'm saying this to tell y'all, I understand that people, really want to. Everybody wants to get ahead in life. Everybody wants to do stuff, but I'm not saying that you have to meet with somebody either. Because people told me that, oh, you got to meet with somebody. I had a landlord that was in Florida. I've never met when I was 12 and 13, all the way until I was 16. I never met the man. Sorry if I shook the camera. I never met the man. My mom never met the man. We only met the real estate lady for one day, and then she quit. Um, and we was on Section 8. And this man never came up there. Not once. Um, so, and he sold the house from Florida, and we lived in New York. Um, but I'm saying, do your research. You know what I'm saying? Just go on the county website if that's what you have to do, and look up the name of the person that you're buying a home from. Make sure you talk to the real estate attorney directly, and make sure they have who they bought the house from. I mean, who they're holding the house for or whatever. And